Hey everyone. So I got my Alice frame off and I am going to make a new motherboard. Not a real motherboard, but just a new backing for this to cover up all this here. So you won't see any of this holes. You won't see, any of these screws and all that stuff. How I'm going to do that is I bought this plexiglass, 28 inch by 30 inch. I don't know, I guess that's 0.880 inches thick. If that's what that means. And all I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna lay it on the pack like that, but I'm gonna flip it over so the pack is on top. And I'm going to trace the pack right around the whole pack, trace it perfectly. And then I'm gonna take my my little whatever you call it, Dremel tool, and I'm gonna cut it, and then I'm gonna paint it all flat black. I'm gonna add the little padding that goes up here. I'm gonna add the red warning label on it, and then I'm gonna drill holes. That's another thing. I'm gonna put the pack over on top with the glass underneath. Then I'm gonna flip it over, make sure it's still lined up perfectly. Then I'm gonna circle where all these screw holes are for the Alice frame. Then I'm gonna drill those holes out so the Alice frame can still go right on over the plexiglass, and it'll hold the plexiglass down. The far corners that might peel up a little bit or whatever, I'm just gonna put maybe some two-sided tape there, just kind of keep that down a little bit. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I already did this for what do you call it, the spirit pack. A long time ago I had a Halloween spirit proton pack, and this is exactly what I did for that, and it worked out really well. So in the spirit pack, I cut out a hole to add the battery pack that I added to the spirit pack, because I added lights and sound and all that stuff. For this one, I'm still debating if I want to cut this out. If I want to cut this out to be able to access the batteries without having to take everything off. But I'm really thinking, how often am I gonna? I mean, I don't want the batteries to leak. That's my biggest thing is. So, how often do batteries leak? Maybe once every 6 months or so. Maybe I'll take it off and check the batteries, or put new batteries in. So I'm not really going to be taking this off that frequently, and it's really not that big a deal. Like, all you got to do is take the Alice frame off, and this thing will come right off. And the Alice frame with a drill, I mean, you got like what, 10 screws or something, boom, 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 you're done. So I think I'm just going to go right over this and not cut the door out for the battery. That way it'll still give you that perfect look, that movie accurate look, as a backing motherboard. So that's what I'm going to do today. I don't know how far I'm going to get. I have to work in the garage, and it's freezing in here. So we'll see. I really don't want to spray paint in this weather. But yeah, so that's a quick overview of how I'm going to do this. There is another guy on YouTube that did this exact same thing. I think his channel is called A Proton Pack Is Not a Toy. Seems like a really cool guy, real nice guy. He has a lot of helpful stuff on his channel as well. I didn't get this idea from him. Like I said, I already did this exact same thing for my spirit pack years ago. But when I saw him do it with the Haslab pack, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I did, man. So I don't want to, steal anyone's idea or anything like that. I'm definitely not stealing his idea. But I don't think he cares, because he makes these videos for everyone, like I do, who needs help modding their packs. So definitely go check his channel out. Proton Pack Is Not a Toy. He has tons of knowledge on the Proton pack, so you can tell as you watch his videos. But anyways, he did basically the same type of thing that I'm going to do here, and it should work out great. So you're going to cover all this up, and it's going to look more real looking, especially with this paint job on the back here. This is real plasticky looking. Once you get normal flat black matte paint on that, on the plastic, on this plastic here, it's going to look a lot more real. And most of it will be covered with the Alice frame anyways, but definitely from like here up is what you see the most of, especially with that red warning label and the padding up here. I think it's gonna look way better. So we'll see how this goes, and I'll check in with you guys later. All right, guys, so I got my Proton pack down on the plastic. You want to make sure you take off the plastic covering that goes over the acrylic plastic when you first get it. So now I can't really show this because I need to get something to hold my phone. I need to get like a stand or something, but just show you guys real quick. You lay it down on the plastic like this. Make sure it's covering, you know, it's not off the plastic or anything. Now I'm just going to go around with the marker as tight as I can around the whole pack like that. All the way around like that. All the way through here, the whole pack. The reason why you want to get as tight as you can, because I mean, you want it to be as perfect fit as possible. If you don't do it real tight, when you cut over the line, you're going to be hanging off a little bit, which is fine, I guess. I mean, it's a Proton pack. It's kind of, the fact that things aren't perfect is kind of what's cool about a Proton pack to me. But you want to go as tight as you can along here to the original motherboard. And then all you do is you cut out those lines as perfectly as you can. And you're going to have your motherboard, and then you just paint it. So I'm going to try to go through the process a little bit here with you guys, just show you. But so that's how you start. You just lay it down on the plastic. Make sure you have a big enough size plastic. Again, this is, I think, I don't know. I said it a few minutes ago how big it is, but I'm always repeating myself, I feel like, because I make these videos out of order and crap. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do. I forgot. I still got to get these screws. That just reminded me I got to get these screws. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go over this, trace it out, and then I'm going to cut it. I'm going to paint it, and I'm going to slap it on the back. All right, as you can see, this blue line all around. So I got it traced all around the pack. Then all you gotta do is lift the pack up, and you're gonna have the outline of your pack, and then you just gotta cut it out. And when you do cut it, you want to be as exact as possible, so it's not sticking out or crooked anywhere when you go to put it onto the pack. Actually, I'm missing a step. I just realized I have to now flip this over, realign the lines perfectly with the pack, and then I have to make a template of where the screws go for the Alice frame, and I got to drill those out as well. So we're going to do that right now. So after you get the outline template, you simply flip the pack over and your plastic glass, and then I won't be able to do this one hand, but then you realign everything as perfectly as you can get it to the pack. This ain't perfect, but I'm just for video purposes, I'm showing you right now. Once you get it aligned perfectly, then you're gonna go ahead and just the holes that the Proton, or just the holes that the Alice frame goes into, you're gonna draw circles around all those holes. And then you're gonna drill those holes out. Be very slow. This stuff can snap pretty easily, especially it being this thin. I got the thinnest I could get just for weight purposes, and it's honestly just like a cover. It doesn't need to be thick. Oh, on top of that, get the thinnest as you can get also, so these screws will still work. So you don't have to buy bigger, longer screws, which honestly I still might do, just to make sure the screws are fully in there. But I think you should be okay with this, with the skinniest glass you can find, plastic glass you can find. But anyways, you may have to buy a little bit longer screws if you choose to do this. But so you circle those holes all out, drill them all out, drill slow so you don't crack the plastic, and take your time. this process is all about taking time so you get it exact as you possibly can. You don't want to go through all this process and then once you cut everything out and you put it down, nothing lines up or the whole plastic glass is crooked off of the pack and stuff like that. So just take your time to get as close as you can get to perfect. And yeah, so now I'm going to line this up perfectly. I'm going to circle these holes out and I'm going to drill the holes. Actually, I think I may cut the outer line out first and then do the holes. We'll see. All right, guys, so I got all my holes drawn out. So once you take this off, you'll have the entire pack outlined and all the holes you need to drill out for the Alice frame. One note that might help you, the table I'm working on is really high and I'm really short. So you want to be able to get, you know, if you're looking at it like this and you're trying to go over draw over the hole, you're going to be a little bit off. You want to be as straight above it as possible. So you maybe want to work on something a little lower so you can get above, straight above the pack for your point of view. So I'm gonna actually drill these holes slightly bigger than I need, just to make sure that they're not off. So the screws and washers will still fit in there really well. So now all that's left to do is cut all this out and drill the holes. All right, so I'm still cutting this out here. Just want to give you guys a quick little tip. To get these little cuts here like this, you got your Dremel tool like this here. You can't, it's too small to actually get in there with the tool without going in this way. So a little tip is just go all the way to the end. Start from here, cut all the way into it like this, right? So you're not trying to like make these small turns like that. You know, just go all the way in like this, cut this whole piece off, and then go ahead and you'll be starting fresh from here. And then same here, go all the way in, and then continue like that. All right, guys, so I have the motherboard all cut out, all the holes drilled, and this happened. So be extra cautious when drilling holes into this because it is very fragile and it will crack very easily. I'm going to pick up a new one and redo everything, but yeah, don't want that to happen. So yeah, so I'm gonna finish this one just for the hell of it, but I am going to redo it all and fix that right there. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one just for kicks and giggles. Look at, there's another crack there. So when you're drilling these, I have this workbench here and I just laid it flat on that. This was like the second one I did. And as you can see, look at another one there. I was learning as I was going that you have to go very, very slow. Very, very slow with the RPMs on the drill. Slow. And just take your time. Light pressure, just slow. And then once I got the hang of that, then I did these holes. Not that one, but if you guys know of a better way of doing this, let me know. Again, I am no professional at any of this. I just figure crap out and see what works and what doesn't. So, but honestly, once this is all painted flat black, and all these holes are going to be completely covered by all this here and from the Alice frame. So you're really not going to see any of that. Matter of fact, this doesn't even bother me. That doesn't bother me. That one's a little too much. If it wasn't for this one, I would just keep this. But yeah, so I put some tape on the other side there as I continue drilling to try to stop that from spreading more, but it did spread more. Now I could just keep the tape on and put tape on the other side as well and just paint over it, and who cares, right? Because it's a Afterlife pack. I wouldn't want to do that to the 84 pack, but Afterlife pack, who cares if there's tape there? And it might even be actually kind of cool, you know? So I'm just going to finish this one as it is and see what happens, but I'm definitely going to get some more plexiglass and try to make another one, make it a little bit better than this one. So, but we'll see how this goes. And yeah, check with you guys later. All right, guys, so I ended up painting it, and this is the final product. Again, this one is the broken one. For now, I'm just going to tape it up because, hey, it's Afterlife version anyways. It actually gives it even more character, if you ask me. But if I do this again for an 84 version, I'm definitely going to make it a lot more neater. But, yeah, so that's kind of what it's going to look like. But obviously, once the Alice frame is on, and you got the sticker and the rubber up here, padding and everything, I think it's going to look, a lot better. So, I did cut this corner a little too tight here. So that doesn't look all that great. I might, like I said, I think I'm going to redo this whole thing anyways because of that. This was my first go at it, and it's really not that big a deal to do. It's not that hard. So I'm going to probably do it again and try to get a lot better product out of it. But that's how you do it. And if you guys have any experts out there, has any suggestions, just let me know in the comments. So I'm going to throw the frame on right now, the Alice frame and everything else, and see what it looks like. All right, everyone. So this is the final look here. Actually, not that bad. Here's the tape that I stuck on where it cracked. The crack is just it doesn't hurt any structural type thing. It just looks. But I put this tape on, and I actually love it since this is the Afterlife version, and everything's all beat up and dirty and messed up anyways. So I actually like that. I might have done that without even cracking it. So yeah, so this is it. All I got to do is, I know zip ties isn't the proper way to put this on, but I don't really care that much. And I do have to paint these screws black still so they don't stand out so much. And I also know that this foam pad, though it's on the Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2 packs, I don't actually see it on the Afterlife pack, but I don't care. I love it. I really like it, so I'm going to leave it on there. So yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit of weathering to this. I'm definitely going to work on the corners here, make them much more cleaner. But other than that, I wish I could really step away to show you guys, but this thing's going to fall. Other than that, that's it. I got the correct warning sticker on the back. I do have one spacer here, but I ordered more spacers, more correct spacers for all of them, which will bring the pack off of the frame even more to make it more movie correct. So yeah, so I got more spacers coming for that. And yeah, and there's that warning sign that you can't see because of the foam pad, which in the movies, I guess, I mean, that is where the sticker goes. I've looked at enough photos, but it does seem to be more above the Alice frame. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened there. But I guess I could have moved it up a little bit. But if I moved it up more, I think it would have just covered it even more with the foam pad here. At least you can see it here. But again, once I get the correct spacer, that's going to build that space between the frame and the motherboard. You'll be able to see that warning sticker better. Yeah, so that's it, guys. That's building that mother pack with the plexig, what do you call it, plexiglass or acrylic plastic, looks like. So yeah, I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna work on the edges a lot better, and I'm gonna weather it. And I still think it looks, way better than having all those holes and screws and everything showing without it. So yep. All right, that's it, guys. I'm gonna paint these screws real quick black, and then I'm just waiting for my new spacers for the frame. And we're getting there, man. We're almost done. Just gotta put my correct ribbon cable on, and And yeah, wait for my ion arm still to come, which has been shipped, so it should be here fairly soon. Oh yeah, I did weather my metallic labels. So those have been all weathered. Can't really notice on camera, but they look badass. On camera, they just look like stickers after I weathered them, but no, in person, you can really tell. You can tell how thick they are, and you can tell that they're metallic. You still get that shine a little bit in certain light. So, all right. If you guys have any questions, can't wait to get rid of this ribbon and put the real one on that I got. I'm actually waiting for an extra part for that part there to do that, because I'm going to be doing it an easier way than other people's been doing it. I don't want to mess with taking this whole thing off and take those metal pins out and stuff. I have an easier idea. Hopefully it works. So just waiting for the part for that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on the motherboard, just let me know. I think it looks a lot better, a lot cleaner. And again, to get to the batteries, all you gotta do is take that frame off, and it's super easy, especially if you have a drill. Zoom, 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 30 seconds, frame is off, and the motherboard will come right off. And I didn't even have to put tape on the edges or anything. It sticks on there real good, because once you tighten down these bolts, it just tightens it right down to the pack. So could have did a better job cutting. But like I said, I'm going to get those edges a little bit better. But in person, it looks sweet. And this is the edge here that I gotta cut. I gotta do this way better here. But other than that, all the other edges look good. So I still think it looks better. I'm not worried about it being all that ragged. All right, guys. Talk to you later. All right, guys, so I just want to let you guys know, I just weighed the pack for the first time. And the only thing it's missing is this brass fitting and the real ion arm. Oh, and the real cable that I still got to put on. Other than that, that's the only thing that I'm going to be doing to it. I got the motherboard on the back with the warning sticker now. Everything else is done. So with all real hardware, everything real hardware, all hoses, wires, washers, screws, everything real movie accurate. This pack now weighs in at 22 pounds. Real resistors, which actually weigh a lot more than the fake rubber ones they had on there. 22 pounds. So they said that this weighed 15 pounds out of the box. So I've added 7 pounds to it just by putting all real hardware on the pack. Oh, and the speaker. I added a Bluetooth speaker, so that adds to the weight as well. See, it does that sometimes. It's that connector. I still haven't taped up that connector to make sure it doesn't lose connection, like a lot of people are saying it does. Yeah, got metallic labels. This thing looks awesome in person, guys. In person, you would really think that you would think this was screen used. Pretty much done. I can't wait to get another one to turn it into an 84. I'm still going to do one more video explaining everything I did to this pack. I'm going to gonna do one more video explaining everything I did. Just doing a quick run through of everything. And then that'll be it. It is done. Man, when you lift this thing up, I thought it was gonna weigh a lot more than 22 pounds. I'll be honest with you. This thing is heavy now. It is heavy. Honestly, what I did was I just weighed myself, and then I put the pack on and weighed myself again. I did it a couple times, and that's the difference. I just subtracted the difference. So I don't know if how accurate that is, but this thing feels a lot heavier than 7 more pounds. That's for sure. It's super heavy. So, but I like that. That's what I want. Like I said, I'm not gonna be wearing it around all day anywhere. I want just friends and family to come over and pick it up. Like, holy hell, this thing is like real. So, all right, like I said, I'll do one more video on this. Just a quick run through of everything I've done. And if you have any questions, as always, ask me in the comments. And happy modding.